especially now.
Especially now.
In times like this.
At times like these.
During these difficult times.
In these troubled times.
Challenging times.
Trying times.
That's a clip from a compilation video from the YouTube channel Microsoft Sam that shows just how similar so many coronavirus-related commercials are right now.
During these challenging and trending times, we could use some help understanding the new normal of these ads. So during this uncertain time, we look to the unprecedented man, advertising expert Andy Wallman. Welcome back to the show, Andy.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me. How are you two doing?
We are doing great. I'm glad you are doing well. What's the idea behind these ads? They're all so similar.
Yeah, we're seeing a trend settle in, almost a genre being created. A COVID-19 genre, it would seem, has emerged. And the first couple of weeks of this whole thing, starting the middle of March, a lot of marketers and communicators were just looking to react, tell their audiences what's going on with their business, what are they offering, what's changed, things of that nature. And many folks had to do that from a work from home environment very quickly and pivot. And the next phase entered, which we're still in. I call it a reset phase, where people are reacting to what their audiences need, what their wants are, what's changed in their lives. It's the biggest change in our lifetime. While marketers and communicators need to react to that. So predictably, I think, you saw a trend emerge where a lot of these production assets, things like a solo piano and a solo voiceover, and using existing stock photos and images, or images that brands already had in the can, were deployed. And sure enough, that YouTube video creator found that trend and put together a pretty compelling reason to differentiate. When you see things start to blend together and get real common, that's a call for creativity and ideas to differentiate, stand out from the crowd a little bit. But boy, it was pretty telling to see that.
As we take care of ourselves and the ones
close. From Detroit. Let's take a look.
Because although it's time for America's motor to stop, we're coming back with all 8 cylinders. Because here, we don't stop in the name of fear. Here, we stop in the name of love.
So what'd you think of that?
I love it. I lived there for a couple of years. I love the agency that did it, Donor. They're a terrific agency. And look what they did. They spent their own nickel to go out and just get footage of Detroit, a very low budget execution. But the copy is so good. They really made it a compelling reason to feel some hope in Detroit. And that's what marketers did in the reacting in the reset phase. They needed to tell people there's a ray of light out there. They needed to tell people that, we're going to get through this. And yeah, we're seeing some of those messages blur together, that we have to be strong and we'll get through this together. But I thought that was one of the best executions of kind of an uplifting message of hope for folks. Really well done.
And so reassuring. And I've actually even had friends who have said, I would buy that car because of that ad and how it made me feel.
Detroit is going to feel some kind of positive impact, I believe, from something like that, as will other brands and communicators.
Yeah, everybody's doing it, including Stella Beer. Let's take a look at that ad.
Places that are going through a difficult time today and need our help. So support your local restaurant today by purchasing a voucher in advance, and we'll double the value to fill with reunions.
It's a nice piece of communication. I thought what was really great, though, what they did was say, let's support restaurants. And they're putting their money where their mouth is, as many communicators and marketers are. They're donating time or services or money to be able to help some greater good things. You look at a town like Madison, it's a restaurant town, and we've got a lot of people in food service and restaurants who are really, really hurting. So I thought that was really nice for Corona to say, or for Stella rather, to say, support some restaurants. They really need us right now.
And you have some podcasts that we haven't talked about yet.
Yeah, I started a podcast several months ago called Creative Extra. I've spent my career in this intersection of where creativity and business meet, okay? And I always thought it was just a fascinating topic, and I wanted to share interviews with experts in the area around Madison who had unique insights and expertise regarding creativity and business in that intersection. Well, then COVID-19 rolled around, and I pivoted the podcast to be all about what business people and thought leaders are doing in this time right now.
Great idea.
And where do we find the podcast?
It's everywhere fine podcasts can be found. It's also at our website, kw2madison.com/creative extra. You can find it there. I've got some great interviews with folks coming up in the next couple of weeks. So I'm real excited to have that. Check it out.
We'll check it out. We will. And glad to see all the advertisers are still advertising in these times.
Exactly.
Andy, thanks for being with us today.
Gotta keep the lights on.
Stay
Thank
well,
you guys.
Andy. Great to see you.
Likewise. Thanks.